And all right, thank you for that. Good evening, everyone. So once again, I want to apologize for what happened yesterday. All right, it was quite unexpected and it took me quite unawares, but every glitch has been fixed. Yeah, every issue has been fixed. So today is going to be better. All right, so before we get into what we have for today, we're going to go through a recap of what we did yesterday. So please, if anyone can take up the mic just in 2 minutes, summarize what we did yesterday. Please, let's be quick. Let's be quick. Anyone at all, you can take up the mic. Can anyone hear me?
Okay, yeah, good evening. My name
Good
is
evening,
Zainab.
Zainab.
Yeah, so for yesterday's session, we talked about Excel majorly, though we touched some areas like the likes of SQL, Tableau, Power BI, like more like you just mentioned them as part of data analytics tools. So for Excel, it's a spreadsheet application that allows us to arrange, transform, analyze, and then analyze data to give us an insight as to what you are dealing with. And then you walked us through the environment, the workbook, the worksheets, the tabs, the status bar as well. I think that's just basically briefly on what you talked about yesterday. And then you also showed us like a practical overview of columns and rows as being an intersection to be a single cell in a worksheet. So I think that's basically what you, a brief overview of what you taught us yesterday. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. That was very straight. All right, so please, the Excel file that was sent to us, I think, 2 days ago, please, if you have it on your system, open it up because that's what we're going to be using for today. All right, so I'm going to go through a brief practical of what we did yesterday. So let me just share my screen. All right. I'm guessing everyone can see my screen now, right? If you can see my screen, let me know, please.
Yes, I can see your screen.
Okay, okay, all right. So we're still in week 1, session 1, and what we covered yesterday was intro to Excel, that is the interface. When we're talking about the interface, we're talking about the ribbon, the formula bar, the status bar, and all that. And then we also talk about workbook and worksheets. And what do we say about that? A workbook is your Excel file itself, the one that you store to your folder or wherever it is you want to save it. Yeah, and then your worksheet is the various tabs you have. When I say the various tabs, the various sheets you have within your workbook. So in essence, what are we saying? Your worksheet is within your workbook. All right. And then we also talked about basic navigations and shortcuts. All right. I showed you guys a short format on how to navigate within your workbook. All right. And then I also showed you guys the shortcut, which is our Alt command. All right. So let me just run through that a bit. And then we talked about entering and formatting data. All right. So in about 5 minutes, we're going to run through that very quickly and go straight to what we have for today. Please, 1 minute. All right. So please, if you can see my Excel screen, let me know. Can you see my Excel screen, please?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much. All right. So 1 minute, please. All right. So, like I said, The ribbon is this area of our workbook, this area where we see our file. Under our file here, if you click on new, it is to open up a new workbook. All right, so if you click on new, you can see it's asking us, we want to create a blank workbook. A blank workbook is a very fresh workbook. Nothing has been done on it. All right, this is if you want to like do a fresh analysis. All right, and we also have options for inbuilt templates. Yeah, so it's dependent on what you want to do. You want to do a weekly chore schedule, whatever it is you want to do, you can come right here and use the template already provided by Excel. And then if we come right here, open. Open means it will open up your folders and your PC. In this case, you use it when you want to open an already existing workbook. All right. As you can see here, I already have all this stored up on my system. All right, all of this. So in the case where none of this fits what I'm looking for, you can either go to your PC, I have my OneDrive, you can browse, all right, and then pick a file and open it right up, all right. Then let's come right over here. Save is used for, of course, saving your workbook, all right, saving what you've done. But you don't need to come here to do that. You can just simply use Control S for that. And then save as. You save as when you're either saving a new workbook, a workbook that you've not named before. You can use the save as. So let's do a bit of it. If you click on save as here. So it's not in this section here, it's asking us, where do you want to save your workbook to? In this case, it clicks to OneDrive because that is my default, all right? So when we come here, my workbook is already named, all right? That's why we can see Excel functions data set, right? It already has a name. So when we come to this part, it's asking us in what format do we want to save it, all right? There's so many ways you can save your Excel workbook, but the most advice is to save it in Excel SX format, all right? That is the standard format for saving your Excel workbook, all right? If you want to share, you can come right here. If you want to copy the link, maybe you want to include your Excel workbook in a report or something, you can come here and copy a link and include it, or a link that you can share. All right. Then if I want to save it to my PC, I come here. Then if I want to browse somewhere on my PC and save it, then I can click on browse and all that. All right. Then this print exports, talk about that. In the case of export, it's simply talking about if you want to convert your workbook into a PDF. All right, this is where you come to go to file, go to export. Then right here, you can just click on create PDF. All right, and then if you want to close your workbook, you come here, click on close. All right, so that's basically it for the file section. So if we go to the home section, the most important things you should know is this area right here, your clipboard, your font, your alignment. This area, you might want to use it. It makes things faster. Yeah, then of course your styles, all right? Then cells and then editing. You don't really need too much of this. Although you can use this, which is analyze data, but that's later. So let's run quickly through this. Paste. You use paste when you must have copied the content of a cell. I want to paste it into another cell. You use this. So it is grayed out because I've not copied anything. Let's assume I copy this right here, you see. All right. Then you can use the paste. All right. Under the paste, we have various options. You can paste. When you click on this paste right here, it's pasting everything, the formats. If there's a function in it, it pastes everything. All right. Then here, if you just want to paste the formula, it just copies the formula from that cell and then puts it on your paste cell. All right. And then if you want to paste values, you come here too. All right. This is just to paste the value. All right. Then this is to paste your number formatting. All right. All right. So when we come to this, this is just to copy. And then this right here is your format painter. So I'm going to quickly run you through how a format painter works. Please, if you're with me, let me know.
Yes.
Yes, ma.
Okay. So how your format painter works is it copies the formatting within a cell and then transfers it into another cell that you click on. So let's run through how this works. Let's take, for example, now we have region right here, right? And this region is in bold format. As you can see, our bold is highlighted here because it shows that this cell is in bold. So let's take, for example, that we want to convert this entire row, so the content of this into a bold formatting. All right. All we simply have to do is the way we've clicked on this cell right here, we go to cell formatting. Sorry, format painter. And as we move, you can see a brush there, right? Can you all see a brush?
Yes.
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 Okay. So when I come here, all I have to do is right click and then drag all the way. And as you can see, it is formatted to bold. And not only that, there is a border in this. So it copies every form of formatting in this cell and pastes it across. All right. So let me Control Z that to take that back. All right. So when we come to this font area, all right, this B means bold, I means italic. Let's run a few examples. Let's use this. All right. Bold means to bold, I means italics. And then U means if you want to underline. If you can see, they're like lines under my content within the cell. All right, so if you want to take that out, you can click here and then click here and then it goes out. All right, so when we come to this, I was talking about borders. All right, so when we click here, we have different type of borders. Borders are mostly useful when you want to separate either a cell or a group of cells. You want to separate it from the rest. You want to make it stand out. You want to let people know when they open your work, your sheets that, oh, this is actually, separate. Let them know that there's something there, all right? You mostly use it for your headers, just like the way we have this is our header row. Yeah. So in this case now, I have borders all around this. All right. So let's go through different type of borders we have. We have our bottom border. Our bottom border just puts a border beneath your cell. All right. So let's take, for example, and just write something. All right. So if I put a bottom border, this is what we can see. It just shows a very slim line under it. All right, so there are various things you can do here. If you want to put a thick outside border, as you can see, let me adjust this a bit. That gives us a thick outside border. So whatever it is you want to do, this is dependent on what you are looking for. All right, so let me clear this up. So when we come here, this is fill color. Fill color is used when you want to fill in the background of your cell or a range of cells. All right, it's also used in separating a range of cells. All right, So let's take, for example, this header row again. Let's say you want to fill it. You come right here. You can fill it to this. This is not good. All right, you can fill it to this. Anything you want to do, whatever color you decide to use. All right. So if you don't want any fill, you can just come right here and click on no fill, and that goes out. Then here is our font color. All right. Most times it's advisable that you leave your font color at black as an analyst. I don't see the need to be changing the color. All right. The whole point of being an analyst is to actually provide insights. All right. Leave the designing and everything for design to visualization. All right. But if you want to, can change. It's dependent on what you're looking for. Can change that. All right. But mine, I want it to be automatic, which is black. All right. So when we come right here, this is our font size. So right now it's currently on 11. I think font size ranges more than 72. Yeah. So if you can see well, if you can see what I'm doing, as I'm going down, it is increasing and increasing and increasing. So this is still dependent on what you're looking for. So me, I want mine to be 11. All right, and that's fine. Then here we have our font itself. We have various fonts. All right, but the most common ones are Times New Roman. I love using Garamond a lot. Yeah. Then of course, our legendary Calibri. Where's that? Yeah. So if you don't want to scroll right here to be looking for the font you want, you can just come right here and type. Let's see. I can type Garamond and then hit enter. So as you can see, it has changed. Control Z to undo an action. If you want to undo an action, you Control Z. All right. So let's move on to alignment. Alignment is simply talking about the positioning of what is in your cell. So now, as we can see, when I highlighted this, it shows me what is currently in use. My bold was in use here. That's why it is highlighted. And then when we came to alignments here, the content of my cells are in the center. That's why it is here. If I click on right alignments, it places it on the right side of the cell, as we can see, left here. So whatever it is you want to do, if you want to place it in the center, as we can see, if you want to place it up, if you want to place it down, whatever it is you want to do, you can do that. All right, then we come to merging. Merging cells is simply combining two or more cells together. All right, let's take, for example, let's put some Jewish right here. So sorry, just typing in anything. All right. As we can see, this is already shifting into another cell, and we don't want that. So there are two things you can do. You can either adjust this to fit, all right? But if you don't want to adjust that, you can just simply select the cell and then the next cell. How did I do this? Simply use your shifts and your arrow. Let me do that again. Your shift and your right arrow key to be specific. All right. And then we come right here, merge and center. Then we click on merge and center. So this has automatically combined column H and I into one. All right. Please, any questions? Any questions at all? Let me know, please, before we go on. If you have any questions, please let me know. Any questions, guys?
No, I'm
Yeah.
good.
Question, ma.
Yes, please, go ahead.
Thank you, ma. I don't understand what you just did, the merge and center.
do that again. Okay, so let me see this. Control Z means to undo your action. So please take note of that. Control Z means to undo the action you just took. All right. So as I was saying, right, this gibberish right here, let's assume that it's actually a name or something. All right. And then as we can see here, click this away. As we can see, this is meant to be in one cell, right? But if you look closely, let me zoom this in. Okay. Can you see this better now?
Yes, ma.
Okay. So as you can see closely, this is already going into another cell. All right. And it's not meant to be. What if you want to type something within the next cell and you click here? You're seeing JF, whatever. All right. So there are two things you can do here, right? You can either come up here when you see your arrow change to this black, all right, like a black arrow, like a black cross, all right, you
Yes, ma.
double click. That way it auto fits whatever it is that is in your column based off the largest content in the row. Let's say we have something that is larger than this, all right, it's going to fit it based off that, all right. So if you don't want to do it that way, what you can do is the way you are on this cell here, which is H2, hold down your shift, hold it down, and use your right arrow key. Your arrow key is on the bottom right of your keyboard. That is the last thing on the bottom right. Bottom right. Use your arrow key once, depending on what you want. You want to do it to be bigger. So in this case now, I've highlighted column HIJ, right? And then we come right here under your alignment. Click here. What do you see? You see merge and center, right?
Yes, ma.
Yes. Then you click on this drop down. This is what we call it drop down. This arrow right here that goes down. Click on it. So in this case, I want to merge and center. Merge means combine the cells together and put the content of that cell in the middle of them. All right.
Yes, ma.
So when I click on merge and center, as we can see, it's merged these three cells together and then it pushed the content to the middle. So it's right there in the middle. Do you understand?
Yes, ma, I do. Thank you, ma.
You're welcome. Thank you so much. So let's see this. All right. Delete. All right. So let's do quickly. Let me go to 5 minutes. All right. So here is for your number formatting. All right. Most times I don't really use this. I open the format dialog box. So most times I don't use this. All right. Then conditional formatting, it's part of what we're meant to cover. So I'm going to come back to this. All right. Format as table. If you want to convert this into a table, this is where you come to. So let's go to the main things. Insert. All right. Let's take, for example, I want to insert a cell here. Sorry, I want to insert a column here. All right. I can simply come here, click here. So now it's telling me insert sheet columns. All right. So as we can see, our insert sheet rows is grayed out. Why? Because I am not clicking on a row. Remember I mentioned yesterday that your A, B, C, D down to whatever is your column. Then your 1, 2, 3 is down to, I don't know how many rows we have. Yeah, are your rows. So if I click here, depending, if I come here, you can see our insert sheet rows is no longer grayed out. Our columns are grayed out, so it's dependent. But now I want to put a column. I come here, insert sheet columns. and inserts. So it inserts a column before the column you highlighted. All right. So that's it. And now if I want to delete this, I don't need it anymore. I simply come here, delete sheet columns. I delete. If you want to insert more than one column, come here, insert sheet columns, and it inserts 2. Why? Because you highlighted 2. If you want to insert 3, highlight 3, and it inserts 3 for you. All right, so you can see that. All right, same thing for your row. If you want to insert a row, insert sheet rows. All right, if you want to delete it, come to delete, click on delete, and delete sheet rows, and then it goes back to normal. All right, so when we come here, we're talking about our auto sum. All right, I'm going to teach everyone the shortcut to do an auto sum, which is our alt equals. So can do an auto sum here. Yeah. And then when we come here, it's simply talking about the various ways we can fill. All right, if you want to fill your functions down, you want to fill it to the right, up, left, flash fill. I'm going to go through flash fill real soon. All right, so let me just run through a bit. All right, when we go deep into this numbers right here, we're going to use more of this. All right, but there are shortcuts, of course. And then here is where you find your sort and filter. All right, there's also a shortcut for this too. And you can also find this in another tab, which is the data tab, filter, and your sort. So that is that about this. And then you find and select. We'll also go through that. There's also a shortcut for this. Your find is simply within your data set, you can find a particular item that you're looking for. Instead of you having to scroll and be using your eyes to look for it, you can use your find. The shortcut for find is Control F. Click on Control F. It opens up the find and replace dialog box. All right. So you can find what, let's say we're looking for Laura. Let me type Laura. All right. So in this case, we can decide, do you want to find every cell where Laura appeared, or you just want to find just one? In this case, let's click on find all. Let me bring this up a bit. So as we can see here, it's showing me all the cells that Laura appeared. So you can click on everywhere, anywhere at all. Let's click right here. As you can see, it is moving. It is moving to show you every area that Laura appeared. Every area that Laura appeared. All right. So that's for find and replace. Then in case of replace, let's say we want to change Laura to, whose name am I going to use? It's okay. Yes. You just come in here, type it's okay. And then do you want to replace just that cell, which is this one, or you want to replace every cell where Laura is contained? So that is still dependent on you. If you want to replace or click on replace, or want to just replace that one cell you're on, you can decide to do that. So let's close this. So that is that about the home tab. We move on to the insert. The insert is just simply about inserting new objects into your worksheet. You can decide to insert a pivot table. We're going to talk more about this. Excel also have this icon for recommended pivot tables. It's sort of like runs through your data and tells you, okay, this is a pivot table that you can derive from your data. If you want to insert a form, yeah, this is totally. If you want to convert your data to a table, Please, what's the issue with the attendance? So sorry, guys. What's the issue with the attendance? Mr. Favor. Mr. Favor, can you hear me?
Yes, good evening, Manuela.
Yes, I can see everyone is talking about the attendance.
Yes, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to distract you. I'm just trying to
No.
resolve some issues with regard to the attendance. I've been working with Oga James on that. Please, you can continue. We are working on the attendance full time. Thank you.
Okay. So if you come here, if you want to insert illustrations, all right, there are various illustrations. You want to insert a picture, you can come in here, place and cell or place over cell. You can decide. If you want to insert a shape, there are various shapes we have. All right, can insert that. This is mostly when you want to insert. This is mostly used when you're building your dashboard. Yeah, that's when I use it the most. And then if you want to insert icons, all right, so this is loading. All right, so we have different type of icons. This is also used for your dashboards. All right, icons are just better ways to explain what something means. And there are different groups of icons that we have here. From vehicles, holidays, whatever it is. And there are different types. Okay. Okay, sorry, let me access. So you can come here if you want to insert real images of people, you can come right here. Click on Charles, whatever. Want to use stickers? You have various stickers right here. All right, there's so many. Want to use illustrations? All right, most people love to use illustrations. I love using illustrations in reports. All right, and then cartoon people. All right, I love this one too. I love it. It's actually very, very good. So anything you want to do at all can come right here, click, and then you can insert. So let's close this out. All right, and then we have, of course, our charts. We have various charts. This is our column chart. All right, then this is our tree map and our sunburst. We'll talk more about this. All right, and then your maps, of course. If you want to use that too, and then your pivot charts. Your pivot charts are built off your pivot tables. All right, so I'm going to show you more on how to do that. And then our line, column, slicer, timelines. I use this in dashboards the most. And then if you want to insert a link, maybe you have a link to another data set or something, and you want to include it within your worksheet, you can do that as well. And then comments, want to include a text box, let's click on text box. So you can see it's showing me something like a pencil. So all I have to do is right click, you can see that change, and then drag to the size I'm looking for. All right, so this is it. And then I can type, it's okay, Zayla, Richard, whatever it is I am looking for. All right, but now I don't need this. I can simply delete. All right. Then what else do we have here? All right, and then if you want to include symbols, come right here, click on symbols. We have various symbols, many symbols, a whole lot of symbols, all right? And there are different fonts of it. In any way you want it, in any font you want it, all right? You can just come in here, change the font of the symbol you need, all right? So this is it here. If you want special characters, I'm sure we're familiar with TM, which is trademark, R, which is registered, C for copyright. I'm sure a lot of us, we are very familiar with this. And then your double quotes. Yes, your opening and closing double quotes. It's right here too. So if you want to include that, you can do that as well. All right, so let's close this. And that's all about our inserts. Draw is if you want to draw something on your screen. All right, you can click as well. Erase that. And that's it. All right, so let's go to our page layout. This is showing. All right, so let's go to our page layout. Our page layout is mostly used when you want to print out your spreadsheet. All right, so the theme is right here. There are various themes that you can use. All right, there are various themes that you can use. If you want to use a gallery, organic, as we can see as I'm clicking, it is changing. All right. If you want to browse for themes, you can click on browse themes. If you have an already saved one, it opens that up for you. All right. So another point to note is the size right here. This is dependent, like I said yesterday, this is dependent on your printing paper. All right. So the most common one we know is A4 papers. All right. So if you click on A4 paper, it will make it will print based off how it will print if your printing paper is A4. All right. So it's very important to know the type of printing paper your company uses. All right. That way you can determine how your size is going to look like. All right. And then when you click on orientation, it's talking about how your the content of your spreadsheet will look like on the paper when it's printed out. Portrait means straight. Landscape means horizontal. That is going to be more or less like it's upside down and all that. All right. And then what else? When we come to grid lines here, our grid lines are these faint gray lines that are here. So in the case of view, view is based off what we are seeing here. And then print is based off what you will see when you print it out on a paper. So you can toggle this on or off. As you can see, I've turned it off and all the gray lines are out. Or off, anyhow you want to do it. All right. Then this bring forward, send backward. Those ones I'll explain better when we get more into the class. All right. So let's go to our formulas. Our formulas are mostly used when you don't want to type in your functions. All right. So please, who can give me a list of the most common functions we have in Excel? Anybody, please. Just you can list as many as you like. Please.
We have inserts.
Okay. Okay. Please, who am I speaking with? Can you hear me? Okay. Okay. So Adenike,
Hey, I even have question. Okay, thank you, ma.
Okay.
Well done, ma. Please, before we tell you the function, I have a question, ma, concerning the insert. When you are talking about the insert, I actually indicated I sent message to the chat, but I don't want to distract. That's why. So when you are talking about the inserts, when you highlighted two columns, it's inserted at the back, not in the front of the columns. I don't know if you get what I'm saying, ma.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, so I'm trying to ask that, is there a command or is there a way when you want to insert a column that the column will be in front of the column that you highlighted? That's what I want to know.
So I think you're talking about inserting like a column.
Yes, inserting column. Yes, ma. Like the one you highlighted now. I need the column to be in front of sales rep, not at the back. Is there a way to do that?
Okay, so that is actually the default for
Okay, ma.
Microsoft.
Okay, ma.
Yeah,
Thank you, ma.
and it's right in front. Can you see that?
Okay, ma.
All right. But I know Microsoft Online, there's option for, let's see. Okay. There's option to insert in front or at the back of your highlighted column or row. Yes, I know. With Microsoft Online, yes, there's an
Okay,
option
ma.
for that. But with Microsoft Excel, the one installed, the default is it places it in front of your highlighted column or row. All right. So Zainab, can you give us like 5 Excel functions that you're familiar with? Zainab, can you hear me? Zainab. Okay, I think Zainab is out. Okay. So let's just move forward, all right? So I won't waste too much time. All right. So in the case of formulas, our formulas are simply a ways of gaining access to your functions if you don't want to type them in. All right. Let's take, for example, if you don't want to type sum. Yeah, you can just come in here within this area where you can see function library. What does function library mean? It simply means this is the area you can find the functions that you're looking for, any form of functions at all. And they are grouped based off their uses. All right. So in the case of logical is simply a function that executes based off a true or false statement. If it's true, it executes. If it's false, it doesn't execute or executes something else. All right. So logicals are a true or false statement. All right. We have if, your if error, your if, and a. Your ifs is if within an if, or your double ifs. All right. Then we have so many here. Yeah. And then when we go to financial, we have a whole lot of it right here. All right. My accountants in the house, your MPV, your internal rate of return, and all that. This is where you'll find it, your rates and all that. All right. So when you come to recently used, these are the functions I recently used. All right. So let's say you have a function that you use a lot. Instead of coming back and looking for it here, you can just come right here and you find them here. All right. When we go to text are for strings. All right. The various ways you can carry out your strings. We have a lot of it. We have upper means to convert to uppercase. All right. Trim, don't worry, we're going to talk more about this in due time. All right. So this is for your text content. And then here is for date and time. My HR analyst in the house, this is your go-to most times. They are the ones that calculate the number of days an employee comes to work, the number of working days we have within the year, and all that. All right. So that's that. And then lookup and reference. This is where you find your VLOOKUP, your HLOOKUP, and all that. We're going to do more on this later on. Your math and trig. come right here and you find it right here. If you want to round your figures, round down or round up, whatever it is, you want to create a sequence, your round array. We're going to talk more on most of this when we get to the class. And then, like I said yesterday, if what you're looking for is not within this, you can come right here. Statistical, seeds, average, and the rest. Engineering, right here as well. Please, I can see that we're still having issues with the attendance. Please, can we look into that quickly? Favor, I don't know if you can hear me. Favor, can you hear me? If possible, can we like suspend the attendance for now, please? Okay, all right. So that is that about our formula tab. All right, then we can also do trace precedence, trace dependence. Dependence refers to the cells that are dependent on your active cell. All right, this is mostly used in functions. Yeah. Precedence means the cells that your active cell is dependent on. All right. So it sort of like creates an arrow. So let's do something, a little something. Can everyone hear me?
Yes, I
Yes.
can hear you.
Okay. So let's do, for example, let's do something small. Let's say sales amount per unit. To multiply is your asterisk. All right. So please take note. To multiply is asterisk. That is on your 8, shift 8 brings that out. So let's do this times this, enter. So now, let's say I want to trace the cells that are dependent on this. All right, I can simply go to trace dependent. And what can we see? They said the trace dependent command found no formulas that refer to the active cell. So that means that there are no cells that are relying on this. All right. But then when we trace precedence, you see, it takes us to this, where you see this large dots here. All right. We know that, okay, these two cells are what this cell depends on. So let's say we do something like this multiplied by 12, just a rough example. And let's trace dependent. Come on, from the refer to the active cell. Okay, sorry. Click on trace dependent, and we can see it's telling us that this cell right here is dependent on this. If we click on these two right here and we trace the dependence of this, first of all, if you want to remove your arrows, you click on remove arrows and it goes out. So now if I want to see the cells that are dependent on these two, I can simply trace the dependence. All right. And then you might be asking, oh, but this one too is feeding off this and this is feeding off this. So why is it not saying that the dependent, why is it not attaching these two as a dependent? It will not attach this as a dependent because this is not feeding off this. It is only this that is feeding off this. All right, so we have to be very careful. This is feeding off only this. Then this is feeding off this. All right, so indirectly, this is not dependent on this. In as much as logically, yes, it is dependent on this because without this two, this one cannot work. All right, but then it is not directly dependent on this. All right, so, all right, okay. So sorry, there's actually an option to click further. All right, so sorry about that. So when we click right here, let me do this again. When I click right here, I want to find the cells that are dependent on this. All right. First time when I clicked on trace dependence, it brought me to this. All right. And then if you want to go further and further, you click trace dependence. If there's another cell that's dependent on this, let's say equal to this. All right. And we come right here, trace dependence again, to keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going until it stops. You see, I'm getting like that beep that, okay, there's nothing else left. All right, so if you want to remove your arrows, simply come here and remove your arrows, and that's that. So let me remove this. Let me chip in something here. If you want to highlight multiple cells at once, all right, the way I've clicked on this, hold down your control and then you click and then you delete. So it's very useful to make your work very fast. Instead of having to click it one, you can just click on all at once. All right, or you highlight everything at once and delete. All right. So, and then we have error checking. All right. And then when we come to data, our data is simply talking about the various ways we can import data into Excel. Come here, get data. You can get data from a file, pre-existing Excel workbook, your text or CSV. A CSV is a comma separated value. And from a folder. A folder is a file that contains other files. All right. And then if you want to pull in your Excel queries if you want to pull in your SQL queries into Excel, you can come right here and do that. Your Azure and various other ways to do that. And then, what else do we have? I'm going to talk more about text to columns. So I'm going to talk about data validation. We'll talk about removing duplicates. And here is where you find your flash fill. So you can find your flash fill here, like I mentioned, or you can go to your data and this is your flash fill here. I'm also going to go into what if analysis, scenario manager, goal seek, and data tables. I'm going to do that. I'm also going to do outlining your data. Then data analysis for my statistics guys. All right, if you want to do your ANOVA, exponential, descriptive, this is where you come to. All right, I'm going to do a few of this. Yeah, and this correlation descriptive. Yeah, we're going to touch a little bit of that. All right, and then your forecast sheet. Yeah, you can do that as well. So when it comes to review is mostly used when the chances are okay, you want to send this over to your manager at the office and all that. How do you make it easy? All right, maybe you want to include something in your sheets and you want them to like see it when they open. You can check here. Let's say you want to add a comment. Click on new comments. And then right here, you can type whatever it is you want to type. Let's say, please view dates. Then click on post comments. All right. So as we can see, let me zoom in a bit. As we can see this sort of like a purple mark right here. So this is already a comment. So if you want to delete this comment, you can come to delete here. So whenever my manager opens this worksheet, yeah, once she sees this, it automatically tells her who made the comment. In this case, it is Emanuela Wobu that made the comment. And what is the comment? Please review date. And when was this comment made? It was made September 6, 2025. So you can come here and edit comments. All right, just click here and edit what you wrote and then click this tick right here. And that's it. So if you want to delete your comments, you can delete. All right. Then in the case of previous comments, it's grayed out now because we don't have any pre-existing comments here. Let's say you have multiple comments on your worksheets. You can keep clicking on previous. Previous means the comments before the current comments that you're on. Next comment is the comment after. Show comments means show all the comments on this sheet. All right. All right. And then talk about protecting sheets and all that. All right, you can protect your sheets, check your entire, then allow edit range. Allow edit range means to select a particular range that people can change what's there. All right, that's it. Then you can check accessibility right here. Click on check accessibility. Some accessibility assistant is currently running. All right. So accessibility means how good is your worksheet. Right. So yeah, the accessibility assistant helps you to more or less like evaluate your sheet and tell you, okay, is your sheet good to go or not? So now it says looks good, no issues found. All right. If there were issues, it will highlight it here. In the case of color and contrast, it will just tell you, oh, a particular color is not good. You know, we have people with color blindness and all that. So it will assess it based off the way that it suits everybody. Right, there are certain colors that colorblinded people cannot see. All right, so it's good to tell you. Good to avoid red formatting. So all this is dependent on who you are sending your sheet to. All right, so let's be real quick. Let's go to our view right here. So our view, we're going to look at navigation. All right. So in the case of navigation, instead of coming down here to click on your sheet, you can just come right here and click on it, and it takes you to the sheet that you want to be. All right. So it lists out all the sheets that we have. And then that's it. And then grid lines. You know, we saw grid lines in page layout. So it's also right here. 1 minute, please. It's also right here in your view. So sorry about that. All right, you can decide to toggle that on or off. Your formula bar, which is this, you can decide to take it out. All right. So that's that about that. Your headings, which is this, you can decide to turn that on or off. All right, and then your Zoom, we talked about all of this yesterday. All right, so that's pretty much it about what we did yesterday. All right, so let's go to what we have today. We're going to talk about cell referencing, relative, absolute, and mixed, and then we're going to our basic formulas. All right, so 1 minute, please. Let me open. Let me open this. Let me use this instead. Okay, I had it before. Okay. Okay, so is this clear enough for everybody? Is this?
Yes, it's clear for me.
Okay.
Well, please, Miss Emanuela, there's a question in the chat room. I don't know if you can help answer because I have similar question. That's from Aderolai. Sorry if I pronounce your name wrongly.
Can I make a comment to this question and send it to someone else? Edit or delete my comment. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. 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 I think so. Yes. Yes. I feel if you make a comment, someone else can edit it. All right. Although I've not seen that before, but I feel it should be possible. Yeah. Any other comment, please? Any other question? Any other question? Any other question? Any other question? All right. So let me go through that. Let me go through that again. So we're talking about our comment right here. So let's take, for example, I want to create a comment here. New comment, date. All right. So in this case, I feel someone can be able to edit this. Yeah, it's depending on the permission you give. All right. But I feel someone can be able to edit this. Yeah, this is dependent on the permission you give to that. All right. Is that okay?
Hello, please, I have a question concerning that comment. I'm
Yes.
sorry, I don't know if I can ask now.
Yes.
Okay, ma, like that comment, can it work offline or it's only when you are connected that you can use the comment, or you can use it whether offline or online?
You can use it whether offline or online.
Ma?
You can use it whether offline or offline. Or whether online or offline. Sorry.
Okay, ma, okay. Thank you.
Any other question, please?
Yes, please. Good evening, ma'am. For my own Excel, it's not showing for the comment section, it's not showing the dates. I don't know if it's because of the version of the Excel I'm using.
When you say date,
Hello?
oh, okay, this September 06, 2025, right?
Yes, it's not showing the dates.
Oh, okay, so I'm using Microsoft 365. Yes, I'm using Microsoft 365, but if it's other version that is downloaded versions, all right, you won't see the dates. It's just
Okay.
the comments you see, all right? And I'm not sure you see a picture like mine here. You just see the name of the person, all right?
Okay.
So that's that. All right. So for the person that asks, can someone, is this dependent on the access you grant to your sheet? All right. Dependent on the action you grant to your the permission you grant to your sheet. Sorry. So let me delete this. All right. So let's be quick. Where am I? Where am I? Okay. So I have a lot to do. Okay. We've spoken about borders, right? Yes. Spoken about few colors. Spoken about alignment. All right. So when we talk about cell referencing, what are we saying? A cell referencing is simply telling Excel where to pick values from. It is very useful when you're copying operations or functions across multiple cells. All right. Reference type determines whether rows or columns stay fixed or changed when copying formulas. All right, so let's go deep into the types of cell referencing that we have. We have relative cell reference. For example, A1, C7, R5. A is your column, 1 is your row. All right, so now what is the use case? You can use it when you want the formula to automatically adjust for different rows or columns. I'm going to explain more about this. All right, this is an example. All right, so let's go to absolute reference. Absolute reference is used when you want to copy the content of a cell into multiple cells without having to go back to that same cell. All right, if you continue to drill down as long as you want, fill as long as you want, it will continue to refer to that cell. All right, in most cases, most people will tell you to lock the cell. When you lock the cell, it means you're introducing this $sign right here. I'll show everyone how to do that. All right, so when you lock that cell, when you keep filling or you keep drilling down, whatever it is you're doing, it will keep referring to that cell. It is mostly used when you have like, let's take, for example, discount rates, a tax rate, all right, or a fixed exchange rate in one cell, and then want to use it to calculate across other cells. So instead of going back to that cell over and over again, you can just lock that cell. All right, and then mixed reference. Mixed reference is used when you either want to lock the column or the row that is dependent. All right, so let's go right into Excel and see how these things work. All right, this SAT. All right, so let's take, for example, starting with the first one, which is a mixed reference. All right. So let's take, for example, want to calculate our total revenue. To fit this. So let's say we want to calculate our total revenue. What do we simply do? Simply do equal to sales amounts per unit multiplied by, which is our shift 8, our units sold. Then we hit enter. All right. So what I just did is I carried out a formula. All right, or what most people call carrying out an operation. When you're carrying out an operation in Excel, you're using your normal keyboard signs, all right, like your multiply, your division, your brackets, everything is right there. All right. So in this case now, if I want to calculate across every other cell, if I want to calculate across every other cell, all I simply have to do is what? Come right here. Let me sum this in a bit. Come right here to this tiny green box. Double click. And once you double click, what does that do? It fills all the way down. All right. Does anyone understand what I just did? Can you all hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Can any other person hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Okay. So in this case, what have we done? We've simply done a relative reference in the sense that, let's click right here. What can we see in our formula bar? We're saying C2 multiplied by D2, all right, which is this multiplied by this, all right. So when I go down to the next, what am I saying? What am I saying? It is what? C3 multiplied by D3. All right, so it's just following the order of the first one that we did. All right, it did C2 multiplied by D2. So the next one will be what? C3 multiplied by D3. If we keep going, as we can see here, it is C8 multiplied by D8. All right, so let me delete this. All right, so we move on to the next, which is our absolute reference. All right, so let's take, for example, we have, let me do just it again. Sorry, let me do this again. Okay. So let's take, for example, we have a discount rate of, let's say, of 20%, which is 0.2, right? Let's say we have a discount rate of 0.2, all right? And let's say we want to calculate the discounts on our sales revenue, all right? So what do we simply have to do? We come right here, for example, do equals to this multiplied by this right here. So, you know, in the case of relative reference, what do we do? We simply hit enter, right? That's what we simply did. All right. So if we drill down, in this case, we can't drill down normally. Why? There's a space in between your data. All right. So once there's a space, Excel can't pick that up. So you have to drill by yourself. All right. So I'm just expand this a bit. So convert this to numbers. All right. This is a bit crazy. Let me change this to, okay. All right, so this is what we have, right? So now this is not what we are looking for. All right, so let me simply explain what just happened here. The first thing we did was what? E2, which is what? This is our E2 right here. E2 multiplied by this right here, which is 20. All right. So now, when we drilled down, what did it do? It was following the sequence of this. E2 multiplied by I1. So when we go to the next cell, what did it do? It did E3 multiplied by I2. All right, so it took this guy here and they multiplied it by this guy here. But then that is not what we are looking for. All right, what do we simply want to do? We simply want to find the discounts on this right here, right? So what do we simply do? We come here, put our equals to, all right? Click on this, our asterisk, which is to multiply. And then when we click on this, what do? We need to lock this cell. When we lock this cell, everything here will keep multiplying by this cell alone. So how do you lock your cell? Your function key, which is on the bottom left of your keyboard, I think it's close to your control key. You press it down and then you click on F4. F4. So as we can see, it has locked the cell. How did it lock it? It put a $sign in front of the row and in front of the column. All right, so when we hit enter, gets me this. So when I drill down to wherever I want to drill to, so you see, this is a lot better. All right, so this is useful when you have something that you want to keep going back to. All right, so instead of going back to this over, instead of doing this multiplied by this over and over again, just simply lock that cell and they'll drill all the way down. All right, so let me delete all of this. All right, and then let me close this. And then that is that. So in the case of a mixed reference, let's just do a little something on that. This is how you can do a mixed reference here.
Sorry, ma. Excuse me, please.
Yes, please. Yeah.
You said you are going to like click on the function key plus F4 to lock the
Yes, to lock the cell.
that particular cell.
Yes, please.
Okay, because I'm trying to do that, so it's not pulling up.
It's not working.
Yes.
Okay. Let's see if there's another way. Okay, let me try another way. 0.2 right here. Let's click equal to this multiplied by this. All right, so I think another way you can do this is using, let me see if this works. Okay. Okay, so this works. So, sorry, the person that just called my attention, your name is not showing. Yeah, I can just see like your device name. So please, what's your name so that we can attend to this quickly?
Okay, I'm okay.
Okay. Hello, Jumoke. So if your function and F4 key is not working, you can use your shift and your $sign key. Your $sign key is your number 4.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yes,
So
thank you.
if your function F4 is not working, you can use your shift and your $. But in that case, you have to do it twice. Because remember I said we are locking the row and the column. So you have to do it twice. Come right here. Let's take first. Come right here. Shift 4 brings out the $. Come right here. Let's say this does not exist. Shift 4. All right. And then that works. All right. Is that clear?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. So I'm going to be calling on anyone. Angela Olua, are you with us? Angela, can you hear me? Angela Olua, can you hear me? Angela Olua, you're not here. Okay, IMBC Olajumoke. Okay, I think I just called you. Okay, so who else do we have? Aminat Raji, are you here with us? Okay. Oladoto Solomon, are you here with us? Oladoto, are you here with us? Okay, okay. All right. Mr. Richard, are you here with us?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so Are you using your system for this class?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Can you share your screen with us so you can perform a little something? Is the Excel sheet open on your end?
Oh, sorry. I thought maybe you're saying, am I following with my system? Actually, I'm following with my system, but I'm actually on live with my phone.
Okay. Okay. All right. No problem. Please, is
Okay.
anyone connected with their system? Please, if you're
Yes,
connected with the system,
I'm connected.
okay, it's okay. Please, I'll stop sharing now so you can share your screen. I want you to perform something for me. All right.
Okay.
All right. So I'll stop sharing so you can share yours.
Mm. Sorry, I have to minimize this.
All right. No problem. It's okay. Okay. That's good. Okay. What version of Excel are you using?
I don't know, but I know it should be advanced because it's work. This is my work laptop.
Oh, okay. Okay. Because it really looks advanced. I will lie. Okay. Sorry, you can just do that.
Okay.
Can you open the Excel file we sent to the class? I don't know if you have it.
From the classroom, right?
Yes, please. Yeah. Go to classwork.
Where should I
Go,
click?
go to classwork. See,
Okay.
beside the stream, yes. At the top there. Yeah.
Posted yesterday, right?
Yes, it is posted,
That
yes.
should be this.
Yes, class files for week 1 this week. All right, so scroll. Yeah, and then Excel functions datasets. Excel functions. Yeah, that. So click on it. All right, and then download. Yeah, right there.
It's not showing download here.
Okay, open with. Click on open with.
Open in new tab or what? Okay, open with.
Yes,
Okay.
let's see if you can open with.
What should
Okay.
I?
I'm going to use Excel. No. Go out. Go out of there. Click on shortcuts. That thing that looks like a drive. Yeah, that. There seems to be an option to download here. I don't know why it's not showing. Let's see.
Refuse to connect.
So sorry, please.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello. So sorry, please. You can download through the Google Doc something. Then when you open it on the Google Excel, then you can go to
Okay.
your file, then download from there. So it will be easier for you.
Okay.
Do you
Let me
understand?
go.
Yeah, go
I
back
think
to
I
the.
saw that. Shit. Sorry, let me go back to the classroom. Classwork. Okay, I should open with, right?
Yeah, open. Yeah, okay. Open with Google Sheets.
Okay.
Then when you have opened with Google Sheet, then go to the file, then download as Microsoft Excel. Then you can open it on your Microsoft Excel.
Okay. I'm seeing share.
So go to the file. Go to the file.
Okay, this here, right?
Of course, yes.
Download.
Download, yeah. Microsoft Excel. So you can open it. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So I think it should be my laptop now, right? Or it will open here.
Double click and it will open.
Hello, Solomon.
Yes, you can do that.
You can just click on file, it's okay.
I think it has opened. I've seen it. This is it. Okay. Miss Manuela.
Yeah, so go to our aggregate functions. Yeah. All right, so in cell H2, you know what cell H2 is, right?
Yes.
Yep. No, go to cell H1. Is your cell H1? H1, yeah, right above. Yeah. Put 0.2. Type in 0.2. Okay. So now what I want you to do is, let's assume that is the discount on their sales. So how are you going to do that?
I didn't get you.
I said, assuming 0.2, which is 20%, is our discount rate, I want you to calculate the discount on their sales. How are you going to do that?
Okay. So I'll do equal to the sales for West shoes, which is 1,228. Then multiply, which is the shift 8 key to get the multiplication sign. Then the 0.2, which is 20% discount. Then equal to.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. So now if you want to do it across all other cells, without having to go back to 0.2, how are we going to do that?
Okay. So I will put my on this active cell, I will have to lock the H1 cell, which is put the dollar sign before H and also before 1. So the way to go about that is to use the function. I have to press the Fn, which is function key, and the F4 key, but I don't know if it will work for mine, but let me try. Sorry. Control S. Okay. Function and F4. It didn't work for me.
Okay, so Control Z that. All right.
Okay.
So from what I can see, what you did was you were just doing function F4 on the cell, but we're doing function F4 on the formula itself and not the cell. Remember, in that cell, we have multiple things. We have C2, we have H1, but now we want to lock cell H1. So you don't just do it on the cell, you have to do it on the cell we're referencing. Do you understand? So now go to your formula bar. Go to your formula bar. Where's your formula bar? Yeah. All right. So no, that's your formula tab. All right. Your formula bar is where you're seeing that C2 multiplied by H1.
Yes.
And you see that. All right. So it's okay. I want you to calm down. All right. So I can get it right. Okay. You're doing amazing. Okay. So now your arrow is currently what's behind H1. I can see it blinking behind H1, right?
Yes.
All right, so now click on F function F4 for me, please.
Oh,
Have you done that?
yes.
So now you can see, right? It brought out what a double dollar sign for both what?
Yeah.
H and 1.
1.
So now hit enter. Hit enter on your keyboard. All right. So now drill down to anywhere. All right. Drill down to anywhere. When I say drill down, that means fill your formula all the way down. You must not drill it to the end. All right. All right. So drill down for me. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. All right. Please, I hope everyone is following. So now click on anywhere within that column, within the H column. Click on anywhere at all. Click on anywhere. So what do we see? All right. We can see that number 1, it's no longer C2. It's now what? C6. All right. So in that case, we did what? We did a relative reference. All right. And then in the case of H1, what did we do? We did an absolute reference. Why? Because we don't want to keep doing C3 multiplied by H1. No, we don't keep doing that over and over. That's very time consuming. So what do we simply do? We locked our H1. Thank you so much. It's okay. I hope you understood what we just did.
Yes, I do.
So, any questions concerning referencing? Anybody, please? Anyone at all? All right, so I think there's no one. It's okay, you can stop sharing your screen now.
Okay.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you. All right, so let's do one more thing for the night, which is creating named ranges in Excel. Let me share mine. Okay. All right, so this is fine. Let me go to, yes. Okay, so let me scroll. So when we talk about creating named ranges is simply converting your range of cells and giving it a particular name. This is also useful when you don't want to go back to, let's say, selecting the same array of cells again. You just give it a name. So whenever you want to use that array of cells, you just type in the name and it pops up. All right. So let me go through that again. Creating named ranges is useful when you don't want to keep going through an array of cells over and over, especially in cases when you use it all the time. So what do you simply do? You just give it a name. All right. So when you type it, it pops up. You'd have to go through and select the same array of cells again. All right. So there are 2 methods to do that. Number 1 is the normal method using the ribbon. All right. In the formulas tab, that's where you can do that. And then we have the shortcut method, which is using the name box. So let's quickly run through that. Okay. All right, so now what do we call a name box? Where is our name box? A name box is right beside your formula bar. All right, this is our formula bar here. So this is our name box. As you can see, if I hover through this, you're seeing name box, right? So let's take, for example, this unit sold. Let's say we're going to keep using it. All right, let's say we want to sum it and we don't want to keep highlighting the same array of cells. All right, what can we simply do? We come right here, unit sold. I highlight. How do you highlight everything at once? Hold down your control, hold down your shift, and then your down arrow key once, and it highlights everything. All right, it highlights everything up until the point where there's a break. All right, if there's a break in your data, then you have to keep pressing down your down arrow until you're done selecting what you need. So in this case, we've selected all our units sold. All right, so let's say, for example, we want to give this a name. All right, we want to give this a name. What can we simply do? Number one step, come right here in your name box. Click here and write, let's give it units sold, and then hit enter. As you can see, my cells are still highlighted, right? But here, it's now showing units sold. It's no longer showing what we saw before, which was what G2. All right, so let's take, for example, now I want to sum my units sold. All right, I just do equal to SUM. So instead of doing this, Control Shift down arrow to highlight everything, and then Shift close bracket. All right. Instead of doing that, all right, what can I simply do? Let's do this again. Go to sum tab, and then I can just type units. So as you can see, when I type UN, it shows me the different functions that we have, and it also shows me the inbuilt named range. That is the name that I just created for myself. All right. So once you create a name, it becomes a part of your inbuilt cells and all that. So instead of highlighting all of this again, I can just come right here and double click unit sold. So as you can see, when I clicked on unit sold, it highlighted everything for me. So what can I simply do? Shift, close parentheses, and hit enter. So it's to give me the same thing that I am looking for. All right, so that is one way to go about that. All right, let's say that is one way to go about that. So let's say we want to, all the revenue we have, we want to give it a name, a group name. All right, so like I said, you can either come in here, change it, or another way to go about that is simply go to your data right here. No, data. Sorry, not your data. Go to your formulas right here, and then we can see our defined names here. So when we click on defined names, so now you can either click on name manager or you come right here, define name, click on it. It opens up this dialog box. So we want to give revenue a new name. All right, so you can simply come here, give it revenue if we want, or you can change it to, let's say, sales revenue. Then that is the name. So when we speak of scope, scope is saying, where do we want this named range to appear? All right, so the default is workbook. When we say workbook, it means that whatever sheets we open and we want to still use that named range, you can still use it. All right, so far as it's within that workbook, it still applies. But then if you change it to if you can also change it to your worksheet. I don't know why worksheet is not appearing here. All right, but then I know there's an option to change it to a worksheet. All right, so if you change it to a worksheet, it simply means that it will apply just to your worksheet, which is the current sheet that you're on. So now I'm going to leave it as at workbook. All right, and then refers to, it's simply referring to this entire cell that we initially highlighted here. All right, and then we click on OK, and that is done. So when we do equal to sum, so now if you want to highlight a function without having to double click on it, what can you do? Sum, hit your tab, and it comes up. So you can type sales revenue and it pops up. Hit your tab again to select it. Shift, close parenthesis, and hit your enter. And that's how it's done. So those are the two ways you can create a named range. You either come in here to your name box, change it, or you go to your formula bar, go to define names right here, and that's it. All right, so let me see. What do we have here? Barbara, are you with us? Barbara. Ike Chinedu, are you with us?
Hello, ma'am. Yes, please, I'm with you. This is Barbara.
Okay, Barbara, hello.
Morning, I'm
So
showing you,
stop
please.
sharing
Ma'am.
my screen now. I want you to share yours. Can you do that?
Hello, Miss Mamela.
All right,
Yes.
give me a minute.
Who is calling me? So sorry.
Good evening, ma'am. Please, can you please take it again, ma'am?
Okay, I should take that again.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
so Barbara, please hang on. All right. Hang on. I got to share you. Let me just go over that again. All right, so right now I'm sharing. Okay, so what did I say about named range? Named range is used when you don't want to keep going over a range of cells over and over again, especially if you're using it for countless operations on your sheet. All right. So let's take, for example, now my revenue. Let's say it's very important and I'm going to use it in so many instances in my sheet. All right. Let's take, for example, I'm already down my workbook, like I'm so down, and I want to carry out a sum to get the sum of my revenue. Instead of doing, let's take, for example, now I'm here in my sheet and I want to sum. All right. Instead of coming all the way up here and then I start doing this. Now you're wasting so much time already. All right, you see, you're wasting so much time. So now this is where the named range applies. It makes things a lot easier. You can turn your range of cells and give it a name. All right, so that way, anywhere you are on your sheets, you can still use it. All right. So now there are two ways to create a named range. Number one is using the name box. And then number two is using a defined name right here, which is on your formula bar. All right. So now let's use the first one, which is what our name box. We come here. Let's take, for example, revenue. All right. So revenue. To highlight at once, Control Shift down arrow. All right, that is to highlight. And then you go to your name box right here. All right, come here. So in this case now, you're seeing sales revenue. The person that called my attention, are you with me?
Yes, ma'am, with you, ma'am.
Okay, Montoro Adiola, okay. So Adiola, as you can
Yeah.
see here, we already have what? Our sales revenue, right?
But mine is not showing sales revenue, it's still showing E1.
A1, okay, okay. Okay, I think we might have to share your sheet so that I can see what you're doing. Let me go through this again. Click on your revenue, the first revenue item there, which is on cell E2, presumed. All right. And then, Adela, are you following me?
Yes, ma'am.
Control Shift down arrow to highlight everything. All right?
Yes, ma'am.
And then go to your name box. Your name box is right beside your formula bar right here. Are you with me?
Yes.
So now this is it right here. As you can see, as I hovered over it, it's showing me a name box. Now click on that. Have you clicked on it?
Yes, ma'am.
And what is it showing?
Still showing the E1. Like where your total revenue is showing, mine is showing A1. You see.
So sorry, guys. Please, can you hear me? Adiola, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am, I can hear you, ma'am.
So sorry, there was a network issue, but I'm back now. So let me share my screen again. All right, share. Okay. So like I said, come right here. Control Shift down arrow to select everything. And then go to your name box. When you click on your name box, what are you saying? Adiola, what are you saying? Adiola, what are you saying?
I think you said proceed.
E1. You
Okay,
can proceed with class. I'm still seeing E1.
Okay, so when you click on this, right, now you're seeing sales revenue. Why? Because I've already named this already. So let's say I want to change the name from sales revenue to just revenue. I just come type revenue and then hit enter. All right, so automatically, once I select this place, what does it show me? Revenue automatically. So now let's say I want to sum my revenue. All right. Let's say I want to sum my revenue equal to sum. If you don't want to double click on your function, you hit tab and then type what? Revenue, and you see revenue pops up. Sales revenue also popped up. Why? Because it is still a named range. All right, I've not deleted it yet. So I can either double click on revenue or hit tab, close bracket. All right. So now this is what we have. And then I told you another way to create a named range. Let's take, for example, we have our sales amounts per unit. Let's use that now. Seems that doesn't have a name yet. So go to your formulas tab, go to defined names, go to define name, click on it. It opens up a dialog box. Yeah. So the first thing the dialog box is asking you is, what name do you want to give your range of sales? In this case, I want to give it sales price, for example. And then what scope means, where will it cover? Will it cover the entire workbook, or do you want to use it in aggregate functions, lookup functions only, lookup backup? All right. So in this case, it's best advice to keep it on workbook. So when you keep it on workbook, anywhere, any function at all, it can still apply. All right. So I'm going to keep it on workbook. You can add a comment if you want, but it's really not necessary. And then it's telling you refers to. It's showing you aggregate functions C2 to C71. So aggregate functions is the name of your sheet. C2 to C71 is locked, so it doesn't shift. when you drill down, which is our C2 to C71, which is our sales amount per unit we just highlighted. So when I click on OK, all right, as you can see, automatically on the name box, it has changed it to sales price. Yeah, so let's take, for example, I want to sum that, or let's say give it an average. If you want to scroll through your functions, use your arrow key to do that, right? So in this case, I want to use average and tab. So I type my what? Sales price, and then I hit tab, shift parentheses to close brackets, and then hit enter. All right, so that is that. Okay, all right, so I'm going to be calling on someone now to share the screen. Okay. Okay. Who will I call? Let's see. Yes, Barbara. Yes, are you with us now? Barbara, are you with us?
Yeah.
Okay, so are you ready to share your screen? Let's go through this quickly, please. Are you ready to share your screen with us?
Yeah, yes, I am.
Okay, so let me stop sharing. So I've stopped sharing. So please share your screen with us quickly. Okay. So now, can you go to your lookup functions for me, please? No, your lookup functions sheets for me. Let me see what we have there. Okay. So now, as we can see, everyone, as we can see on Barbara's, zoom that in for me, please. Yeah, zoom it a bit out. Okay, so that's fine. So as we can see on our screen here, we can see product ID, quantity, date. All right. So now, Barbara, I want you to create a named range for the quantity. All right. Any method you can use, anyone at all, is fine. So please, the floor is yours. You can unmute yourself so that we can hear what you're saying. Barbara, please, let's be quick so we can get this over with.
Yeah, sorry, how do I get started?
We can hear you, Barbara. So sorry.
Then how do I get started?
Please, can everyone hear Barbara?
Yeah, I think she said, how can she get started?
Okay, like I said, I want you to create a named range for the quantity using any method at all. Any method at all. You can use it. Any method at all. All right. So anywhere you want to start from, anywhere at all. Okay. Barbara, please, we need to keep to time, please. Okay, just stop sharing. Okay, please, anyone that is ready at all to share that screen and take us through that, please. Let me see your hands, please, and I can call you. Please, let's be quick. All right, our class is meant to be over by now.
Actually, no, it's my system now, so I don't know if you can share your screen, so I can just direct you on what to do.
Okay, all right, Zainab, let's do that. Okay,
Let me share my screen.
Who's that speaking? Mr. Adetola, right?
Yes.
Okay. So Mr. Adetola, give us 1 minute. Let's Zainab go through hers and then we'll come right to you. Okay. So
Okay.
please just get yourself prepared. So Barbara, let's do this. Let's do this quickly. All right. So I'm sharing my screen now. I'm on my lookup function. All right. So tell me, what am I to do?
Okay, so I would like to work on product ID. So highlight product ID.
Okay.
The cell range.
How do I
from
highlight?
From A1, then you'd use Control Shift down, arrow key.
Control Shift down. Okay. All right. So next.
From there, on the name box there.
Where is my name box? I can't find it.
That should be beside the formula box. The left corner, yes.
Okay.
Then we can change our A to no. I think you didn't. Please, ma, did you highlight the product ID name? I mean A1, because it's showing A2 at my hand there.
No, I did not. Should I do that?
Oh, yes, please.
Okay, so let's do this again. All right. So I'll explain how I did this. If you want to go to the top or end, use your Control arrow down or up key to do that, as we can see. All right. So you said Zainab, you said I should highlight from A1.
From A1, yes.
Okay, Control Shift down arrow. All right.
What next? Still showing. Okay, so well, it's okay. Let's change that A1 to products or ID. No, ID.
Let's change it to ID.
Yes. Yeah? Then press enter. Yes.
Enter. Okay, that's perfect. So let's see if this works. All right. So let's say equal to ID, tab, enter. Nice. That's nice. That's nice. Zainab, well done. It worked. It worked. So, I actually picked up something from what we just did now. Yeah. So she didn't do values. She did what? Product ID. So let's take, for example, we have a sheet here. Let's say we created a new sheet, and then we don't want to copy this all over again. We can just come right to our sheet here, equal to ID. Remember our scope was what? Workbook, right? So even though I created a new sheet, it still applies. Then I hit tab, enter. So automatically my IDs are right here. All right, my IDs are right here. All right, so that's nice. Thank you so much, Zainab. Thank you. Let me delete this and then delete this. All right, thank you so much, Zainab. That was really, really amazing. That was so amazing. Thank you. All right, so Mr. Adetola, I'll stop sharing now so you can share yours. Please, the floor is yours. Mr. Adetola. Is he here with us? Okay. All right. Please unmute yourself so that we can hear you.
Good evening, ma'am.
Hello, good evening.
This guy? Okay, okay. I'll do the quantity. I'll work with the quantity.
Okay.
I'll just highlight this first.
Okay.
So after that, I'll come to this name bar here.
Okay.
Then I'll change it to quantity.
Okay. Nice. Okay. So just try out something. Let's see if it works.
Let me copy it.
Okay.
So let me try to sum everything together.
Okay. 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 Nice. Okay. Perfect. Perfect. That was amazing. That was amazing. Thank you so much. Mr. Aditola, can you also use like the second method to do that for us? Can you do that?
The second method.
Yes. The second method of creating a named range.
So I really got the second method.
Yes. If you can try the second method, please. Yeah.
I'm not sure I really got the second method. That's what I said.
Oh, okay. So please, Mr. Aditola, I appreciate you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That was an amazing presentation. Thank you. Thank you. Who's this? Olayi Wala Ahmed Bolaji. Please, Mr. Aditola, thank you. Mr. Ahmed, what happened? Please unmute yourself so that we can hear you. Let's be quick, please. Our time is literally over already.
There is no problem. Just
Okay.
on the attendance list, I couldn't find my name.
Oh, okay, okay. So please reach out to Mr. Favor and it's good to get that fixed for you. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So can anyone go through the second method of
Ma'am, I can't share my screen, but can I just direct you on what to do now?
Okay. I'm at your service. All right. So let me share. All right, I'm right here. Yeah.
Okay, first I'll be working on the revenue.
Revenue.
Help me to highlight the revenue.
Okay. This, right?
Yes, from the beginning, from the revenue, yes.
Okay, how do I highlight?
You click on sheets.
Mm-hmm.
No, sorry, the control.
Okay.
Then the down arrow key.
Okay. Okay, so this is what it did. It took me to the very last. So let me go through that again. To highlight at once is Control Shift to skip the shift. All right,
Yes.
so go ahead.
Then divine name.
Define name. Where can I find it? I can't see it.
The formulas.
Okay. This?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. What next?
Then you click on divine name.
Define name. Okay. All right.
Then
All
name. Okay, I want to name it that total revenue.
Perfect. So total revenue. All right.
Okay, yes, ma'am. Then you click on OK.
I click on OK. All right.
Then you can come to the I or H, anyone shall come outside.
Let's come outside. Is this okay?
Yes.
Okay. So what should we do?
You click on equals to.
Okay.
Sum.
Sum.
Then brackets.
How do I open my brackets?
Your shift and the 8 key.
Shift and 8. This is what I brought up for me.
No, sorry. Shift and the 9 key.
Shift and 9. Perfect. All right. What next?
Then type revenue. Total revenue, TO.
Total. All right.
Then after you place the shift and the 0 key to close the bracket.
So this is what came out, right? I have total revenue array to text. So how do I select this?
You click on the total revenue. Select the total revenue.
I've clicked. It's not popping up. What's going on?
Sorry, you're done.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Sorry.
And now it's fine.
No, you start from the no, not this place. Please let me take the up. Yes, let me put it up. Before, like what we are working on. Yes, please let me erase it.
Okay.
Then up, and the front place.
Here?
No, up.
Up? Like here?
Yes.
Okay. All right. What should we do?
Equals to.
Equals to, yeah. Sum. Okay. What next?
Open bracket, the sheet plus 90.
Perfect. What next?
Total.
Okay. So this is what I have. How will I get to total revenue?
Click down.
Okay, I should click down. I've clicked on it. What next?
It's not clicking, no. It's not showing.
Okay.
Enter.
I should enter. It returned a name error.
No, you will close it. Then after you close it, you now click on enter.
Okay, let's do that again. So, open, total. I should click on it, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And then close brackets. Hit enter. All right. So, what you actually said is correct, but then there was a little error in what you said. All right. You said I should type total, right? Are you with me, Adela?
Yes.
Okay, you said I should type total. Yeah. So now the problem with what you say, you said I should click. You don't just click. Yeah, you double click. All right. When you want to select a function, let me do that again. Total. Double click. Don't just click. Or if you don't want to double click, so it won't go and enter somewhere else, you can just what? Our total revenue is highlighted here, right? That's why it's in blue. Hit tab and it selects it automatically. All right. And I feel that's even the easiest way. So now we hit what? Enter. And that's done. Perfect. All right. Adela, are you with
Yes,
me?
ma'am. Yes, I'm with you, ma'am.
Okay, so that's how it's done. Okay, so you don't just click, you double click or you hit tab when you highlight it. Okay?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, that's fine. Thank you so much. All right, thank you so much, everyone. All right, what's the time? Time says 8:17. All right. So, guys, we have to end the class. The time was stipulated for 6 to 8. All right. So we have to end the class today. So please, what I'll advise is please go through what we did today, especially the named range and our cell referencing. All right. When we come next class, that's the first thing we're going to do. And I can call on anybody at all. Anybody at all. Is Faith Alimo in this class? Faith, are you in this class? I don't think she is. I doubt if she is.
Yes,
Faith
please.
Alimo.
I'm in class.
Oh, okay, the iPhone. Oh,
Yes.
okay, that's amazing. So please, am I calling you
Thank
next
you.
class?
Okay.
Okay. All right. right. What else can I remember? What else? I can't really remember a lot of people. Yeah. But there are a few persons from LinkedIn that I can remember. Okay. So please, I might call you next class. So please, all you have to do is go home. Our next class is on Friday. Go home, go through what we've done. All right. Reach out to me if you have any questions. I'm going to go through it. All right. So thank you guys so much for joining today's class. I had so much fun. So everyone who participated actively, I appreciate you guys. All right. Please, if you're having issues with your attendance, reach out to Favor or reach out to James and we're going to get it fixed. All right. So I'll see you guys in next class. Okay. Next class, let me see what we're going through. All right, not here. Okay. Actually, there. So in our next class, we're going to be going through our basic formulas in Excel, or what I call the basic functions in Excel. And then we're going to go through conditional formatting, data validation, at least those three. And then if you can go through basic sorting and filtering, we'll do that as well. Okay. All right. So thank you guys so much for participating actively in today's class. I appreciate you guys for staying this long. To the coordinators, Blessing, James, Favor, Mr. Solomon, thank you so much for having me. Thank you guys so much. Today's class was way better than yesterday, if you can all agree. All right. So everybody prepare, because from next week, this week we've just been doing, introduction everywhere. Next week we're going hot. We're going into the main deal of Excel. So please get your mind ready. Come to class on time. We're not waiting extra 5 minutes. Once it's 6, we are getting right into business. All right. So if you know you won't be around, communicate. All right. Communicate, let us know. All right. So thank you guys so much. To those that didn't join, all right, maybe due to one issue or the other, the recording will be provided in the class. All right. Thank you guys so much and have a good night.
Good night. Thank you and good night.
Everybody. Good night. It's okay. Good night.